Good afternoon, guys. I hope you're all keeping safe and taking necessary precautions. Thank you so much for joining today's webinar. My name is Atul, and I'm part of business development team for Salesforce CRM at Royal Cyber. A little housekeeping before we get started. Quickly checking if you can see our screen and hear as well. It'll be great if you can raise your hands if I'm audible to you. Well, I see some hands there. Thank you so much. Okay, introducing Royal Cyber. We're an IT consulting and digital transformation company. We specialize in services and solutions to complex problems. We've been innovating for the last 2 decades and we have completed more than 1,500 projects worldwide. We're a global company and have our footprints in the US, Canada, UK, Australia, Middle East, South Africa, India, and the list goes on. We operate through 9 offices in different countries with more than 1,000 global experts. We've been a leading and a preferred provider of Salesforce managed services and products for a long time now. Moving into our customer slide, a quick snapshot of a few of our active customers where we are engaged through our Salesforce practice and helping them realize their investment in Salesforce by generating revenue. I wanted to take a minute and talk about Brambleberry and Omega, which are our largest customers in terms of providing custom solutions. We have implemented Salesforce, we have implemented Einstein, custom connectors with multiple ERPs like SAP, PM, Data Warehouse, Infor, S4HANA. We've also created a customized code to order, B2B commerce cloud connector, etc., etc. I think we can begin now. Our topic for today's webinar is transform and grow business with Salesforce Sales Cloud. We have two speakers for today's webinar. Our first speaker for today's session is Furial. Furial is a senior Salesforce consultant who has previously worked for Fortune 500 customers globally. She has in-depth experience in offering consultancy and management, and she has been phenomenal in leading customer engagements. Our second speaker for today is Syed Muhammad Ali Zaidi. Ali is highly experienced Salesforce architect and with numerous certifications around sales, service, and marketing cloud. He's been phenomenal in leading multiple enterprise level implementations. And before we start, let me explain you how you can talk to us during the webinar. If you have any questions, feel free to write them to us through the chat window. We will also have a Q&A session planned at the end of the webinar. The agenda for today's session is how to scale up your people, scale up your processes, and speed up your revenue. We will also talk about how is Salesforce flexible enough to help you adapt fast and powerful enough to help you grow faster. Please be rest assured, we will be sending you the relevant links after the event, including the link to the webinar recording. This link will be active for next few days for you to share within your organization for educational purposes. Without taking much of your time, let's get started. Over to you, Faryal.
Thanks, Atul. Hi, everyone. This is Faryal. I hope you're doing all well. Well, as part of this webinar, my job here is to kind of give you an overview of Sales Cloud. What should we be expecting of Sales Cloud? Why it is such a, important product of Salesforce, and how it can make your business, grow and make you more business resilient in the industry. I will not just be talking about just what Sales Cloud is, but also we'll talk about some of the key benefits that you can get if you are to opt for Sales Cloud, right? Now, before even that, let's talk about the sales evolution that we have had over a time period. You know, we have come a long way from just door-to-door sales to telesales, when we just used to get a lot of calls for sales. Then we went to the third sales revolution where Salesforce automated a lot of stuff. And not just Salesforce, like there are a lot of other platforms that did the same thing. But what makes Salesforce unique is that we have entered into an era where you have to incorporate intelligence into your technology to be more scalable and customizable in future. This brings me to discuss some key benefits of Salesforce for sales. So let's say if you are to use Sales Cloud. Now I'm gonna touch base on what Sales Cloud is at the end of this presentation, but I want to talk about a few benefits first before. So, for instance, why you should be going for Sales Cloud? Well, you should be going for Sales Cloud because you get a complete customer view, because you get all of the data in one place, whether it's as a result of integrating all of your systems with Salesforce, or if you're just using Salesforce as is, you're just getting all the data in one place for all kinds of insights, whether it's for your business leaders, whether it's for your team. You will be able to foresee customer needs, and you'll be able to make better decisions. You'll be able to deliver value through intelligence. You'll become like master of collaboration across teams. You'll be able to store all the customer interactions in one place. And all in all, it will help you design the organization dynamically, in future. So all of this, what it does is, when you automate your system, when you get rid of the old manual processes, you basically get rid of all the waste, all the noise, and it will help you increase your revenue. So all of the companies who have opted for Salesforce, whether it's for just for Sales Cloud, or any other product of Salesforce, they have seen significant increase in their revenue, right? Now, if you're still not convinced on why we should go for Salesforce, why should we go for Sales Cloud as a as a product? Well, I'm going to talk about 6 reasons that are not just applicable on Salesforce, but also applicable on all of its products. So, for instance, the very first benefit that I'm going to talk about is its scalability and customization. Now, what does that mean? So, for instance, I'm a customer, right? I'm looking for a platform that would help my business grow, that will help me my life easier. I would be investing in a technology, and I spend like 2 years on it. I make it my own system. It's working absolutely brilliantly for me. But then after 5 years, what happens is that it no longer serves me the same purpose, right? This happens with so many technologies because what they forget to incorporate is the scalability of their technology. Salesforce releases 3 times a year, which means that they keep on working on making their features better and better. So whether it's their product Sales Cloud or any other product, they will be coming up with all these new features that will help you. Uh, you know, uh, Basically, it's not going to get obsolete as your business changes. So, for example, if you have a business of back in the day, you had this business where you had a store where people would come in and buy movies for you, right? Now there was a time when people used to do that, and then the same business kind of turned into a more order and delivery basis. So for instance, if your customers will be ordering movies and you'll be sending them the movies to their doorstep. Now that same business nowadays is literally available to you in the form of live streaming. So what I mean here is that one business over the decade can transform from one thing to another in a dramatic way. And you want to make sure that you're investing in the right technology that can actually cope up with all that change. So that is why the main reason why you should be going for Sales Cloud or for Salesforce is its scalability and the extent of customization that it offers. Now, another important benefit that comes with Sales Cloud is that is of its multi-tenant architecture. What does that mean? So, for instance, if you're running a small business and you feel like, hey, this is a an investment, and I'm not sure if it's value for money. So, for instance, if I would have like a larger business, it might really work well for me. But what about people like me who are running small businesses? Will it be same for me? Like, will I get the same access of um, will I have the same access to the platform that any other big businesses are getting? Well, the answer is yes. Salesforce is does not discriminate between large or smaller businesses. So no matter what kind of business you're running, it's still customizable, and you're gonna get access to the same platform that anyone else is getting. There's partner ecosystem, which means if you become, our Salesforce partner, App Exchange partner, you will get like access to a lot of apps available that you can incorporate inside your Salesforce and make it even work better for your business. Another key feature, which is sometimes neglected by a lot of other CRM, present on the web, is the security aspect of it. Now, Salesforce is really unique in a way that it can provide it comes with like an um, inbuilt security features that will help you decide who should have what kind of access to what kind of records, what kind of fields, or whatever it is that you're using. So basically, it makes sure that your data is secure. And then there comes, benefit of cloud apps. Everyone knows about all these amazing products that are associated with Salesforce. So let's say if you are using Sales Cloud, well, you're not just limited to Sales Cloud. You can still make use of a lot of other objects available inside Salesforce, which are part of other apps. For instance, Case Object, right? So it's not essentially a part of Sales Cloud, but then it is available, and you can still make the best out of that feature. And lastly, it's packed with features of market and salespersons. So what does that mean? So it means that Salesforce, right, and specifically in Sales Cloud, like they um, they have thought it through, and they think as a salesperson, as a market person, and then they incorporate those features into the technology so they can enable your team to work better. So they have provided features like contact management, workflow creation, task management, opportunity tracking, collaboration tools, the customer engagement tools. So many of these features are available in Sales Cloud so that your team can make the best use out of it. Let's take a look at some of the sales analytics that will, help you take smarter and, better decisions. So, for instance, pipeline trending, the forecast review, the sales productivity. You will have access to the closed one, opportunities by all kinds of categories. Either by geography or by, if you want to do it by amount. You'll be able to analyze historical data. You'll be able to see how your team is performing. You'll be able to look at, the account summaries, and you'll be able to review your business and see how can you even make this even better. All right, so I have borrowed this video from Salesforce because I feel like this is a very comprehensive one. And I'm gonna play this while I'm gonna talk it over. Um, okay, let's make it visible so that I'm able to pause it in between. So, okay, so what I really want to talk about here is how a Sales Cloud lets you build business resilience and growth. It's a number one trusted a sales platform, and for the right reason. So, as a business leader, you can easily get insight into your business so you know where to focus your effort and make decisions based on market changes. Here you can visualize and redistribute your customers territory. You can shift your sales coverage to meet change in the market demand. You're able to use the drag and drop feature to just quickly update the sales processes. And basically what that does is it's going to help your sales team develop the new skills that they need based on proven best practices, allowing your team to work from basically everywhere. Also, sales rep can manage deals from a single workspace and can track every customer interaction from a single source of truth, that is your customer 360, powered by AI. And what that does is it's going to boost productivity and guide deals forward. You want to make sure that you are building you're configuring the deal to meet every customer needs with flexible pricing, term, and payment methods. And lastly, scale your business with a platform, with a partner, so that they can also bring up to speed, where they can start closing the deals just as fast as you. So all in all, this is this is like a very generic overview of Sales Cloud, what you can achieve using Sales Cloud if you are to use it. Now I'm going to take a second here, and I'm going to jump on the last slide of my part to just talk about the same thing, but in a bit more comprehensive, or let's just dive a little deeper into it, shall we? Selling is really hard enough. I mean, without old processes and manual systems getting in the way. What Salesforce helps you with is that it helps you make your deals bigger and give your teams the visibility they deserve, so that they can see what's going on and what can be improved. How? Let me show you. So, for instance, Salesforce integrates with your website, right? So, when a prospect fills out a form, it will immediately show it as a lead in Salesforce. And not just that, in fact, it's going to be routed to the right salesman based on their availability and their skill set. How amazing is that? Now, once your rep is ready to follow up, all the information that they need is in one place, and they can click the dot and just send the email with just a few clicks. Now, we all know that one size does not fit everything. I mean, all sales processes, like every company is different. They have all these different needs. And we would want you, like as part of this product, to use it according to your needs, specify the information that's most relevant to you, guide your reps on what they should focus on and what to do next. You'll be able to automate the manual tasks, and it will make it a lot easier for them to enter information, and they will end up spending way less time in just updating stuff, and will spend more time in actual selling. Now, once your sales team connects with your prospects, for instance, and they feel like, okay, this is gonna be something, they can actually convert that lead into either an account, contact, or an opportunity. Now, we all know that opportunity is like a heart and soul of a sales cycle. In fact, it is a sales cycle, right? And this is where your team can track of which contacts are involved in a deal and what roles they play. They can look at their own sales team, who are as part of the opportunity teams, that what they have done so far and what they need to do next. They will be able to share files, they will be able to create codes, they'll be able to update the next steps with all this data in one place. um, Salesforce basically, and Sales Cloud in particular, is using the power of machine learning, artificial intelligence, to score your leads and opportunities. And how they do that, they basically provide you the actionable insights and help your reps understand where they need help, and where they should be spending more time on. Let's say the deal is now about to get done. They can then generate contracts out of it. So if, let's say, your opportunity is close one, that's not the end of it, end of the sales cycle for you in Sales Cloud. You can still go ahead and generate contracts. You will be able to manage billing, and most importantly, the pain for everyone in the business is to sync information in one place. which means the integration part of it. So you'll be able to integrate all of your accounting systems with Salesforce. So all the information is up to date and synced. Um, so yeah, so I mean, basically from leads to close won opportunities, there are a lot of capabilities that Sales Cloud has to offer. But we need to not forget about the sales leader now, right? So they are also the people who are in the same sales cycle, and they also need to know the real time insights into the business, instead of just waiting around and asking their sales rep to manually update the spreadsheets at the end of the month. They are also able to run reports and dashboards and analytics, just like I have shown in this video. They will be able to see forecast and can quickly drill into a specific deal. Let's say if they want to do that and see if their team needs a helping hand somewhere. um, so yeah, so I mean, all in all, Salesforce and Sales Cloud in particular has a lot to offer, even for people like who, for instance, are not very everyone on every team, there are always some people who are reluctant to leave their legacy systems. So let's say if your reps are big time email users, right? So you can still use or intrigue them in using Sales Cloud as their platform by using the plugins for Outlook and Gmail, and so that you're still connected with Salesforce while they can power through their inbox, right? So it's not really a shock for your team, or it's not really hard for them to switch from their just emails to a CRM platform. They will also get like access to the mobile device, so they know exactly what's going on before they enter into a meeting. um, and yeah, I mean, if I haven't talked about the app exchange before, and your team already have some apps that they're using, so for instance related with project management or e-signature, well, then feel free to take a look at the app exchange to find pre-built connectors that can basically help you integrate tools that your team uses the most. um, so yeah, so all in all, I mean, there are a lot of cool features inside Salesforce, and I know I've just talked about, I've given you a very generic overview of what Sales Cloud is and what kind of benefits you can be getting out of it. Now, my colleague here, Sayed, will take over next and we'll talk about some new and improved features of Sales Cloud. So over to you, Ali.
Thank you so much, Faryal, for such an insightful session. Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Syed Mohammad Ali Zaidi, and I'll be telling you about the upcoming features in Salesforce Sales Cloud that are due in 2021. So, for the first feature we have is pipeline inspection by Salesforce. So what it is that when we work with Sales Cloud, we work with opportunities a lot, and the major you can say business depends on the opportunities. So Salesforce is coming up with a new feature in summer 21 release. What it does is it helps the sales manager to get the insight and details about what is going on with the opportunity. So what it does is basically it compares the opportunity with the current state of the opportunity and the prior state that was the last week, and tells us if the opportunity is growing, if it's declining, what are the fields that are being impacted. So it gives a cumulative view of the changes made on the opportunities to the sales manager so that they can strategize accordingly. It has its filters as well. So the sales manager can filter the opportunities based on calendar year, month, quarter, or they can do it based on their team, based on the individual in their team, or based on any other criteria that they set. This is going to be available in the summer 2021 release, and it is something that I think a lot of people who has Sales Cloud should look forward to, as it can help them, make decisions quicker and faster based on the data and the insight that they're seeing. The second one that we have is Salesforce Meeting. So during this pandemic time, a lot of us are using you can say online meetings, be it Zoom, be it Google Hangouts, be it Microsoft Teams. We are using that to connect and communicate with all the people. So Salesforce is coming up with its own feature, which is available as we speak. So what it does is it helps us manage the meeting. For instance, it gives an overlay which ties in with Zoom or Google Hangouts or whatever uh, meeting software that we're using. It gives us pre-meeting preparation notes. It tells us how many people are part of that meeting, how many people have accepted that meeting. It also pulls information from Salesforce about the client that we are meeting. If we have any open cases, if we have any communication that happened in the past, so the reps can see all that information and prepare themselves for the meeting that is upcoming. During the call, it shows us the notes. Allows us to share our screen, present, queue in slides if we have multiple presenters. Then it also gives a space where we can take notes during the call. And once the meeting is done, it will show us the next step. It can either schedule a, you can say, a follow-up call, or it can depending on what notes we took in the meeting, it can update records in Salesforce. It can also help us to you can say enhance our follow-up to the customers based on what we have right now. So this is also, since it's available, this is something that people, we can look into for growth in sales. If you're using online meeting softwares to talk to our clients. Also, one of the best features of this is it helps us, it gives the overlay where we have the presenter's video and as well as the presentation side by side as shown in the diagram. So it's more sort of like when someone is presenting, you are not looking at only the presentation like during this webinar. um, you are actually seeing the person talk, and you're actually seeing the person that is communicating with you. So that's also one of the unique features of Salesforce meetings. The next thing that we have is Einstein coaching for video. So when we're talking about video calls and video meetings, this is another feature that is available from February 21. So if you're familiar with Einstein call coaching, where the AI analyzes the audio clips that your sales reps had conversations with the clients, audio conversations. So AI analyzes those clips, gathers insights such as products name that were mentioned, the objections that were raised, competitors if there were any mentioned in the call, or any pricing questions that the customer would have raised during the call. And based on those insights, it allows us to prepare a better feedback or a follow-up call with the customer. And it also, the AI also helps in gauging how comfortable the rep was during that call. How comfortable is he in going for client calls, audio calls. So now Salesforce is coming up with video. They're incorporating video in this as well, where AI will do the same thing in videos as well, where the AI will analyze the video clips, get the information previously mentioned for audio as well, and it will analyze other key moments in the videos as well, which will help the managers in building strategies based on the analysis that AI has done. Also, this feature will help in showing the managers where they need to work with the team. If someone is lagging in some certain areas, they can work with the manager to grow and have better video and audio calls in the future. So this is something that is available from February 2021 onwards. And I think this is something that is paid. And the pricing details and the rest can be um, you know you can always go to Salesforce, and they can give you all the details about the pricing of this product. So the next one is my Trailhead. We've been hearing a lot that Salesforce is bringing Trailhead and the trails to the businesses, so that now the businesses can, make their own educational trails and relevant trails for their own reps and customers to do and learn more about the business. So it is coming in summer 21 release, where um, this it's a very similar setup as we see in Trailhead right now for Salesforce. We can have our own specific trails that can help the sales team in gaining knowledge and information about the competitors, about any new sales strategies that we are coming up with in the company. So it is coming in summer 2021, and people can use this to train their new coming employees, train their existing employees in doing something that they're doing currently in a better way. So this is something that will help a lot with the salespeople and the people who are businesses who are using Sales Cloud right now. The last one I think we have is W Business Sciences. This is an AI powered prediction, insight, and automation tool. What it does is basically, um, you don't have to code anything. You don't have to go in and do a lot of coding to get better insight from your data. This is something that Salesforce is launching. It's already out there in the market, and you guys can use it to get better insights and better prediction details from your data that you have within the system. So um, now Tableau Business Sciences is directly connected with Salesforce Sales Cloud, and all the sales data can now be taken directly into the Tableau, and then all the power of Tableau can be applied on the data to get the proper information out of it, and then can be transferred back to Salesforce in the form of dashboards, in the form of you can say reports. So this is also available in the market as we speak. So this can also help businesses grow and make better decision faster and smarter. Also, since it's all point and click, all configuration, no code, so it's not something that takes ages and ages to develop. It's something that you can do in no time if you know exactly what information and insights can you get from that data. So I think that'll be all from my side. Now over to Atul. Atul, please take it.
Thank you for that wonderful session, Ali. It was really enlightening. And before we move towards the closing, I would like to take a minute to highlight that as your business grows, your business applications also need to grow. A few years back, the Salesforce upkeep was handled by an admin. However, the business grew, the skills necessary to make the full utilization of Salesforce application grew exponentially. The Salesforce ecosystem, it has matured drastically over the years. Therefore, our management has offered a personalized complimentary 1 week consulting session to all our attendees. We will bring in our solution architects and take a deep dive into your current environment and help you unlock the full potential through our custom solutions. These solutions have been tested and deployed at very large customers. The email with the invitation will be shared in a few days. We at Royal Cyber, we have just the right skills required to manage a Salesforce application, from technical strategy and business alignment to training and assisting the in-house users. Now we move on to the Q&A session. The forum is now open for you all to ask questions. Well, I see there are a lot of unanswered questions already. However, if you still want to ask any question, please go ahead and we'll try to answer yours too.